So there was UI I wanted to cover today, and export and terrain. Okay. So the UI, there was one UI that I didn't cover is the toggle. Yeah, we can. So let's say we make a button. So while you are playing, you might want to stop the update, but you can keep on having the animation going and stuff. So last time when I was trying this, it was not working because I made a mistake. So here in DLA working DLA script, I want to add one more thing. So this is update, right? But I want to make a controller to toggle the update on and off. Why do we do that? Let me show you. So Boolean BL update is false. And here I say if only if this is true, I start add a new component. Okay. And then last time I was just forcefully trying to access the Boolean, which is not working. You need to make a public method. So void toggle update. And here you say, okay, if I call this one, my update flips. So exclamation mark and update meaning I'm flipping the true to false. If it's true, it becomes false. If it's false, it becomes true. Then if this has to be a public variable, not private. Now, once you have that script there, you can go to your button and add your event, bring your DLA, and DLA create. And now you should have toggle update accessible. So now whenever you click this button, it's going to Boolean the update. So it doesn't update and it starts update only when you start the button. So the button like helps you to flip the true and false. So here I can also change this to say update. And let's make this smaller. Thing smaller. Scale X. Well, it's okay. Okay, you can make better looking button and stuff. So that was the toggle that I didn't cover last time. Camera animation. Okay, so terrain generation. So last week, we touched upon the terrain a little bit. So I'm going to make a scene, new scene. So terrain is, maybe this one is very useful if you do a real project, but in our case, you can make fake terrain. So it's okay to be just very expressive. But normally when you start a real project, you want to get a terrain map, like height map. And if it's a very landscapey project, and you can generate terrain based on the height map. So for this one, I downloaded from Penguin. But there is a better method. There are a lot of other better methods, but I'm gonna share with you a YouTube video.
All right.
If you want to use open topography and it covers a little bit more specifically with this specific tool with more precision. So let me share this with you in Slack. Okay. But today we're not gonna use this one. We're gonna use this one called Tangram. So you can Google Tangram height map. If you Google that, you get a GitHub page, Tangram height mapper. But the function here is quite limited. But I find it when I do some expressive thing, it's useful. You can more or less tell where is where in the world. I'm gonna get a mountain area. Something like this. Yeah, it's pretty high resolution. And then you can right click and say save image as, and you get a PNG very easily. But if you want a precise location, precise somewhere, that is a different story. So for that, please watch the tutorial. And then I'm going to open my Photoshop. And then I'm going to crop that into a proper resolution that I want. Okay, so I'm going to have this. Okay, then let me check. The image size is okay. So maybe I'm gonna use canvas size. Before I change the canvas, I make a copy just in case. Image canvas size. I'm going to match my height. 1187. Proceed. Yeah, so it's complaining that it's smaller. Then since I have this layer, you can choose which part that you want to use. White is higher. White is high and black is low. Okay, and then I'm going to change the image size now to 1080. Okay, so now I can see, okay, 1080. You can make it 1000. So let's just make it 1000. Image 1000 pixel. So each pixel is one resolution. So save this image, save as I'm going to save export as a PNG. Okay, height map. Now, if you go to Unity, go to Windows and go to Package Manager. And then go to Unity Registry and search for Terrain Tools and install. And reload. Okay. Now you should see a window terrain toolbox. And then there is a tab called Create New Terrain. And here tick and expand and tick Import Height Map. And you need to go to image and import my height map here. And bring the height map to this texture. And the width and length is 1000 kilometer. It's 1 kilometer. 1 unit in Unity is 1 meter. And this is the maximum height. You can change that. And no, you don't have to play. You need to create. Now something is created. You can say F. You see, oh my God, it's too high. Okay. I believe you can edit, but let me just regenerate this. Sorry? The sliding bar? Maybe, yeah, let me just do it again. So maybe for now, change this to 200 and create. Okay, this looks better. Yeah, but I don't recommend. This doesn't look right. It looks too high. What did you say? That white sliding bar. This one? You can drag the maps to remap it. Yeah, but here this should be done before you generate. That's why I'm going back and then changing this. Let me make this 100. So it's the same thing. Yeah, you can change this there and there. Okay, this looks more correct, but probably I grabbed the too big area. Yeah, so I wish it was a little bit more local. So you can adjust that. But okay, so now if you go to your terrain, if you click on it, you can now brush and paint different things. Okay, so the first one is brushing, right? Brushing to make it higher or lower. So that's a brush. But let's go to the tree. So here we don't have any trees. So trees, unfortunately, you need to download. So go to Windows and Asset Store. I'm sure when you made a download, you made a login. So make sure you have a login and you sign in. And there is a lot of tree available for you, but some of them can be very expensive. So I'm using this one. Let's search conifer. So this one is free. Yeah, this one is free. So everything else, there are a few free ones, but don't pay. Just use the free ones and you might find some more better free assets. Okay, so find this one. Conifer both BOTD and say open in Unity. Open Unity editor. And then it opens here in my assets and go to import to project. And then you need to import all of them. Okay, install selected package. Okay, so it supports universal render pipeline, which is great. Okay. Now it's all done. So now if you go back to your tree, there's no tree defined. Edit, and you can now add a tree. This is tree. Let me see. Edit trees, add a tree. Okay, so now you can click on this icon and see there are a few more suggestions are popping up. These are the ones that you just downloaded. So you can import all of them, but one by one. It's a little slow, let's wait. Okay. So now I added this one. So I added one kind of tree. I also want to add more. So click and I want to add one more. But if you have more assets, you will have more variation. So I have two kinds of trees, three kinds of trees. They look pretty similar. And then now you can change the brush size and start paint them. It takes some time because this is like kilometer size. Yeah, so it paints like this for you and it's in real scale. It's a little heavy, but it will look pretty good in your video if you start to shape your environment. Okay, so how about the other one? So what is this? So this is paint details. It's like adding bushes and ground. So that one also you need to import from SS Store. So search for grass, flowers, pack free. You can search for different things, but this one is what I use as free. So this one, I'm gonna use this one. So grass, flower, pack free. If you see this icon, just have this open in Unity, open, import, import. Copy file failed, okay. Fatal error. Oh no. Okay. So my Unity is closed. So I'm going to use my previous project. This one, I was just testing different thing. If that package doesn't work, you can download other free package. Maybe that package was too old. I should have tested, but it's the same principle. Once you have that downloaded, you should be able to add. Okay, so I'm going to cover the bush in the next class. Yeah, because I'm going to test the correct assets that works for Unity 6. Yeah, but that's the principle. If you are interested in like fixing this and proceed with your like homework or project, I'm sure there are lots of tutorials. Yeah, so it's really just about how to paint terrain. Yeah, there are lots of YouTube tutorials, but I'm going to cover and fix this one and find you the correct free package for you that works. Okay, so that was the terrain. The terrain was nothing, like really just, you know, you get the correct package and you install it and you brush it as you want. Okay, and also you know how to change the base texture. Last time we did it, right? So here you change the material so you can change the base texture. You did that, right? Okay. We covered animation, toggle. Yeah, so one more tip is an export. It doesn't contribute to your project, to be honest, but let me show you. So, okay, once you have a lot of geometries generated, you might want to modify that or render it in different software. So how do you export that? Yeah. So let me show you. So it doesn't export color, I believe. Let's try. So Control C. Now we know how to bake it. That's a good thing though. So this one lost all the colors, yeah, because it doesn't bake the color. That's unfortunate. So there is this color. Okay, so how do we export this? Similarly, we go to SF store. There is a thing called OBJ exporter. This one, find this one, Scene OBJ exporter. I'm just sharing my tips, but you might find better tips. Open in Unity. Import. So good thing about Unity is the SS store. There are so many libraries available. This for this and other files. Okay. So once it's done, in the file window, you will see export window. And you see this wavefront OBJ. Okay. Now, before you do any export, you want to select all of them and say only selected objects. I would do that, otherwise I don't know what I'm exporting. You can just keep all of them ticked, but pretty much it only exports the geometry. Say export and OBJ export. And now you get this file. So let's try to open this in Rhino. So the next homework is a video that you use this DLA script and try to modify the color reaction. So how do you react to the color in your own way? Maybe you want to make them more elongated or make them taller or smaller. And try to animate the camera and create a video with like more specific passes. And maybe try to think about what kind of city or landscape or atmosphere you want to create. Maybe you can start to put together some mood board for after midterm. After midterm, we are going to try different AI tools to post-produce your video. So your video will be the backbone. So if you make 15-second video, it's going to be just 15-second video. AI will help you to change that to different style. Yeah. But the content is something that you want to quite personalize in the beginning, because you are going to start typing prompt and start to personalize your video with very specific styles. So if you have a little bit of storyboard, it will be very nice. So let me bring this in, open. Okay. Yeah, so it's it's Y up, but yeah. So that's where that's it. You get it. At least it's helpful if you want to render this in different software. If you need different materials, I would separate different parts of the materials and then export them into different parts and then put them together and assign different materials in the dedicated software that you are going to render with. Okay. I think there was something I wanted to cover. So before this, I'm going to show you a few student videos who used this workflow to generate it video and CT, so it inspires you. But before that, I wanted to cover one more thing.